There's a part of me that's 60 years old and loves watching The Good Wife and going to bed at 9 p.m. But there's another part of me that's 8 years old, and that part of me has a different favorite TV show, James May's Toy Stories. In the show, Top Gear presenter James May explores the outer limits of what's possible with some of my favorite toys from growing up. Each toy has its own episode: Airfix models, HO scale trains, slot cars, and the Erector set, or as they refer to it in the show and in Britain, Meccano. In the Meccano episode, there's a conversation with a Meccano expert, air quotes implied, where they touch on the following information, and I'm paraphrasing. Before World War II, buildings and machines were made out of trusses and girders. Things were made of metal rather than plastic. Things were repairable and reusable rather than single use. Before the war, James May states, the world looked like Meccano. Well, if that's true, and I think it is, the world after the war looks like Lego. Victorian architecture is angular, full of trusses made of metal, rife for recreation with Meccano. But look at modern or postmodern architecture: Falling Water, the Gropius House, Bauhaus, the Portland and Sony buildings, flat, smooth surfaces joined by right angles and made with purpose-built materials. They're rife for recreation with Lego. The iconic Lego brick went into production in 1949, and today there are over 50 Lego bricks for every human being on Earth. Although, full disclosure, my personal collection makes up for myself and about 2,000 of my brickless fellow Earthlings. Lego is the largest manufacturer of tires by unit in the world. The shape is iconic and ubiquitous. Lego is a perfectly representative building toy for today's world. But that moniker brings with it a more dubious set of similarities as well. Lego serves a specific purpose. If you're building a set and there's a hole in the set, only one Lego will fill it. Unlike an Erector set, you can't bend or flex the piece to shape. You either have the piece or you don't. While there are an absolutely unfathomable number of ways to combine them, for example, 6 of those classic 2x4 bricks can be done in nearly 1 billion unique ways. You've all had that moment where you have a tub full of things and you can't find the one that you need to finish your project. This brings me to my main point. Did you ever look on the back of the box and see all those suggested models that you could make using only the pieces that were already in the box? They were always an interesting exercise, but they always looked a bit off. The pieces in the box were meticulously selected and tested, built and packaged, shipped from Denmark, stocked at Target, and bought by me so that I could build a giant F1 race car or whatever. I don't want to build a weird little race truck whose size and shape look like someone took a picture of it, loaded it into Microsoft Paint, and then stretched the horizontal without remembering to constrain the proportions. Nobody buys the model to build the alternate models without the instructions on the back. But Lego always include it. Why? It's another microcosm of modern life. New York University, for instance, has residence halls in buildings that used to be banks or other weird things. The building supervisor works in the old bank manager's office. It's a residence hall, obviously, but you know it was never supposed to be that. People take old shipping pallets and turn them into chairs or shelves, but you know what they were supposed to be. The best example I can think of in this vein is a business which occupies a building which was built originally as a Pizza Hut. This unmistakable freestanding Pizza Hut building with its trapezoidal windows and distinct roof was abandoned by the company in favor of locations in strip malls and more traditional buildings. But the old buildings weren't torn down, they were repurposed as real estate agencies or internet cafes or rental car agencies. No matter what they are now, they will never escape the fact they were always supposed to be something else, and by extension, they couldn't reasonably be expected to serve in their current capacity as well as the purpose-built buildings would. Is it better to reuse or upcycle something into something worse, or is it okay sometimes just to discard or recycle the thing you had and get something new, the best tool for the job, if you will? Sometimes a bunch of Lego bricks is supposed to be something beautiful and meaningful, and making it into anything else that it was never supposed to be, that can be someone else's job. Everything has a purpose. On some level, it seems a shame to ignore it.